Okay, so this is part 2. This is part 2 of the video of our review on ser versus estar and our review for the final exam. So we have already looked at ser versus estar. They both mean to be. We have our conjugations up here. So far that we have looked at ser, one of our uses was nacionalidad. Repite, yo soy.
Yo soy.
Estado unidense.
Estado unidense.
Okay, I am a United Statesan, right? Remember that was different than origen, which would be yo soy de plus whatever, plus the place, right? Why do I emphasize the day? What does it mean if you forget the day?
I am.
I am Washington instead of I am from Washington or I am of Washington, right? Okay, Lexi, you should be just paying attention and taking notes right now. Now is not the time to shuffle through your papers, please. Okay, we have posesión. ¿Qué significa posesión?
Possession.
Possession. Okay, when we're using possession, the only two forms of ser that we're ever going to use are es or son. Because when I'm talking about it is my marker, es, mi marcador, right? It is. Versus they are my markers, son mis marcadores. When we're talking about possession, does it matter who owns it? No. What do we care about? How many things or how much they own. What it is that they own. Yes.
But would it go under possession if I were to say, you are my Spanish teacher?
Yeah. Well, no. What would it be? What use would that be? Someone says, who is this random old lady in class? What would you say? And you say, you are my Spanish teacher. Profession, maybe. But what are you doing? Not description, not physical description. Hey, who's this random? ¿Quién es? ¿Quién es? Identidad. So that's one we need to add to ser. Go ahead and add it to the bottom. Identidad. Because you don't possess me. Even though I'm your Spanish teacher, you don't own me. So that's not going to go under possession. That's going to go under identity. Identidad, right? Okay. Any other questions so far? Okay. We talked about origen. The difference. What's the difference between la fecha and los días? If I ask you for la fecha, what am I looking for? The date. The date as in, repite todos, hoy es el 5 de junio.
5 de junio.
Okay. Versus the days,
It's like
hoy es el...
Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hoy es el miércoles. With an acento sobre la E. Okay, personalidad, just like you guys did in your presentations when you had to introduce your partner and tell me what they were like, their personality, okay, versus their physical description. What would some physical description traits, what adjectives do you have for that? Gordo, what else? Alto, what else? Bajo, feo, moreno,
Simpático.
bonito, rubio. Would simpático be descripción física? No, that would be what? Personalidad, right? Okay, now, I love, our 6th period class came up with colocación or lugar de un evento. Location of an event is going to be ser. Why do you have to specify location de un evento, of an event?
Because location of a person or a thing is a star.
Because location of a person or a thing is going to be under a star, right? Okay, location of a person or a thing is always going to be under a star. Okay, the next one under ser we have our generalizations. What's an example of a generalization?
All feet stink.
In Spanish, what was the phrase that they gave you for generalizations in your book when you took notes on ser and a star? It is important to study. That would be a generalization. Es importante estudiar. Es necesario estudiar. It is necessary to study. Okay? When you're making a generalization about something. Okay? Physical description we talked about, and identidad we talked about. Are we missing any from ser? Did anyone else come up with any that we're missing up here? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? You could say no. No? Oh, okay, good. Then I know you're awake and not just not paying attention. Good. All right, so let's look at a star. We talked about this one, location of a person or a thing. We talked about spatial relationships, spatial relationships. This is your preposition song. When the reason is spatial relationships, you're talking about where are they located spatially in relation to something else, right? In relation to the desk, I am to the right of it. In relation to the desk, I am behind it. So I want you to think of your preposition song. So, uno, let me see your motions. Dos, tres. Arriba, abajo, enfrente, detrás. Okay, we're going to start over with un poco más entusiasmo porque estamos cantando super tristes. Okay, otra vez, con un poco más entusiasmo, ¿eh?
What?
Un poco más entusiasmo. What do I want? A little bit more entusiasmo, enthusiasm. Así. Uno, dos, unless you want to do a solo for YouTube. Anybody? Come on. No? Okay. Uno, dos, tres. Arriba, abajo, enfrente, detrás, encima, debajo, lejos, cerca, a la izquierda, a la derecha, dentro y fuera, sobre, hacia, alrededor, contra y entre, al lado y por. Okay, those were our prepositions, so watch out for those when you're looking for spatial relationships. State of being. Can you give me some examples for state of being?
Like, I'm sick.
Okay, I am sick. That kind of goes along with la salud, right? La salud, your health. Okay, la salud, health. I am sick. ¿Cómo se dice I am sick?
Enferma.
Estoy enferma. Estoy enferma. What would be another state of being?
I'm clean.
Huh? Deceased. Deceased. Remember whether you're alive or whether you're dead. Está muerto or está muerta, right? Because that is their physical state of being at that time. Okay? We also saw in chapter 5, excuse me, I beg your pardon. We looked at states of being of things like if I were to say, la playa está sucia. La playa está sucia. What can you infer from that? Hoy la playa está muy sucia porque hay mucha gente. Today la playa está sucia. Sucia is dirty porque hay mucha gente. Because there's a lot of people. Versus, think of the saying, la playa es sucia.
It's always.
Uh-huh. So one is like a circumstantial thing. When you say to me, whoa, esta playa es sucia. That beach, esta playa es sucia.
Oh.
Okay? That beach is dirty. That tells me pretty much every time I go to that beach, it's going to be dirty, right? Versus, if I show up there on 4th of July, and it's filled with people, and I say, woo, hoy la playa está muy sucia. La playa está muy sucia. That implies to you, how does that change the meaning of what I'm saying to you?
It's not always.
It's not necessarily always dirty, but I'm commenting that, wow, today it's looking really dirty. Okay? Yeah? You can actually do the same thing with adjectives like pretty. Okay? I could say, ella es muy guapa. Ella es muy guapa. She is very, very pretty. And I am, what does that mean then?
She is always
She is a
pretty girl.
pretty person. Okay? And I think she's a pretty person. I'm giving you, that's her physical description. Okay? Versus, you come in and you're all dressed up for a presentation. I say, wow, estás muy guapa hoy. Estás muy guapa hoy. What am I saying to her?
You look pretty.
You are looking really nice today, especially, right? Does that make
You're
sense?
normally not pretty, but today you're.
But the rest of the time you are
Yeah.
not so cute. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily imply that, but yeah. Do you see what we're talking about? See?
Yeah.
Okay. So other uses for a star. What else could you use a star for? Dime.
Wasn't there the ongoing?
Okay, ongoing actions. This is one it's called the presente progresivo, and so go ahead and write it down. I want you to be aware of it, but we did not learn this at all this year. We did not have time. The presente progresivo is the exact same in English, the present progressive.
ing.
Present progressive, and that's ing. Things that end in ing. They are actions that are in progress. They're happening right now, right? I could tell you guys, yo estoy enseñando. What am I doing? Yo estoy enseñando.
You're teaching.
I am teaching right now in this moment. Okay? And the present progressive will always go with a form of the verb estar, a form of the verb estar, plus a verb that either ends in ando or yendo. And occasionally yendo, but usually ando or yendo. So if you see in any of your packets something that has an ando or a yendo or a yendo after the blank, you're going to write down a form of the verb estar. Okay? So check this out. ¿Cómo se dice to scuba dive?
Bucear.
Bucear. Bucear is to scuba dive. Bucear. It's an AR verb, so what do you think it's going to end in?
Ando.
Ando. Okay, so I take this out and I say ando. Okay? I'm just giving you a really quick crash course so that you vaguely recognize this. That's all I'm going for is vague recognition. Do you need to memorize this? No. Do you have to have it memorized for the final? No. But when you're doing your homework, if you see one, I don't want it to be totally foreign to you. Okay? So, how would I say I am scuba diving?
Yo estoy buceando.
Yo estoy buceando. How would I say you're scuba diving?
Tú estás buceando.
Tú estás buceando. He is scuba diving.
Él está buceando.
Él está buceando. So the cool thing about the present progressive is all you have to do is change the form of the verb estar. And all of your other forms will all end in ando. So that's the present progressive, an ongoing action that is taking place right now. Why would it make sense to have the present progressive be with estar instead of ser?
Because you're not always doing
Temporary. It's a
state of
yeah state
It's
of
kind of a temporary state of being. It's what you're doing right now at this moment. But am I always teaching? All the time, 24 hours? That's what teachers do. We go home and we study grammar and correct papers and read about our content area. Is that right? We're just teachers all the time? No. Okay. Do you see where we're going with that? Okay. What's another use? There's one more use that you guys know. Dime.
weather.
Oh, el tiempo. Good. I'm really glad you said that. El tiempo. El tiempo. Okay? So, we have repite todos. Está nublado.
Está nublado.
Está nublado.
Está nublado.
Let me see your cloud. ¿Qué significa está nublado? It is cloudy, okay? Now, check this out. Now, do you know the difference between these two? ¿Qué significa llueve?
Llueve.
Llueve is,
To rain.
nope,
It rains.
it rains. Llueve is it rains. What is está lloviendo?
It's raining.
It's raining! ING, right now. Isn't that cool? Okay, and the verb to rain is
Llover.
llover. ¿Cómo se dice to where?
Llevar.
Llevar, to arrive.
Llegar.
Llegar, to rain. Llover. And to not mix this one up, because llevar and llover both have these, right? And before we remembered llevar, you wear a V-neck t-shirt. Llover, oh no, it's raining. It has an O in it. Oh no, it's raining. Super dumb, but you'll remember it. Maybe like the last question on the final, and I say, hey, what's the difference between llevar, llegar, llover? I picked all the ones that people mix up. Okay? Oh no, it's raining. Just remember that. Nieva. Repite. Nieva. Nieva. It's snowing. Nieva. These are little snowflakes. Okay? Nieva is it snows. So repite. Está nevando. It is snowing right now. Okay? Another one that goes with estar, I beg your pardon, is está soleado. What is está soleado? It is sunny. Those are the only weather expressions that are going to go with estar. Bien? Okay, there's another one we're missing from estar. It was the very first use of estar that we learned.
Is it well-being?
Well-being or your what?
Help. No. Emotion.
Emoción, right? Your emoción. Emoción. Okay? Things like, repite, yo estoy
Yo estoy.
Triste.
Triste.
Estoy triste.
Estoy triste.
Estoy
Estoy.
enojada.
Enojada.
Estoy
Estoy
Feliz.
feliz or I'm happy, contento. Estoy cansado. Estoy.
Decepcionado.
It's like the hard one. Remember, overwhelmed.
It's like charade.
There you go. Repite todos. Agobiado. Maybe if you always forget that one, that would be a good one to write down. Agobiado is to be overwhelmed. So girls, you would be agobiada. Agobiada. Agobiado or agobiada. Yeah. How do you say you're in a good mood? Estoy de buen humor. I'm in good humor. How do you say I'm in bad humor?
Mal.
Estoy de mal humor. Repite. Estoy de buen humor. Estoy de mal humor. What's another way to say in a bad mood? Estoy de mala leche. I'm of sour milk. I am of sour milk. Estoy de mala leche. I'm in a bad mood. Okay? ¿Todo bien? Dime.
You went to like Mexico and said that sour milk thing. Would they understand you?
Don't know.
Or would
I
they
don't
laugh
know.
at you?
That's an expression that they used in Spain, so I don't know, honestly. Okay, so any other preguntas over this? Okay, so everybody should have a whiteboard and a marker in front of them, and we're going to do some examples. ¿Puedes apagar la luz, por favor? And, okay, and I'm just going to zoom in one question at a time. What I want you to write down for each of these, we're going to be looking at the form of the verb ser or estar. And Gogo, you may need to move up onto
no.
the chair here. Or the other thing you could do is sit right here and look at it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, número uno. Andrea blank en la universidad. Andrea blank in la universidad. I want you to write down the correct form of the verb and why. Correct form of the verb and why.
Which one?
Please.
This is like impossible to look at.
Okay, Andrea blank en la universidad. Andrea blank en la universidad and why? Not quite that one. Do you see, is there a preposition in there? Well, there is in la universidad. But what else could it be? Yeah. Okay. Not see it as being, but location would work. Okay, go. So we have, the answer is está en la universidad. Está en la universidad, and it is the location of a persona, lugar de una persona, lugar de una persona. Número dos. So actually, I think you can probably see it from back here now that they've zoomed in, because then they could just, you can probably sit back now. El señor El señor Fidel Castro, as in de Cuba, right? Blank comunista. Blank comunista. Ser or estar? A communist. Ser or estar? Mm-hmm. Not quite profesión, but... El señor, dime. Get one, please. Fine. There's got to be one on the floor somewhere. Or an extra under a desk. Okay? It is going to be S, El Señor Fidel. And remember, what has to go before señor and señora? El or la, right? Okay, El Señor Fidel, es comunista. Es comunista. And you are doing what? You are describing him, right? Okay, you're describing him. Okay? Mi marido, or I could say mi esposo. What is mi marido? My husband, blank enfermo hoy.
Isn't this, could this also mean like my handcuffs?
Esposas means handcuffs also, yes.
So that's wives. Wives are.
Okay, alright. Muy bien. Okay, I love that she remembered the accent over the ah, did you?
Sí.
Está. And it's la salud. Está and it's la salud. Muy bien. It's not say to be, it's more salud. Okay? Los alumnos blank leyendo una revista. Leyendo. Leyendo. Remember our new one today? Ando or yendo? Or yendo? So what do you need? A form of the verb? Estar. This is going to be one of those present progressive ones. Do you need to necessarily know what it's meaning?
No.
No. You just need to use the right form of estar. If it's los alumnos, what form of estar does it have to be? Okay? Están, and it's the presente progresivo. This is an ongoing action. That makes sense, okay? Is this helpful what we're doing right now?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. All right, we'll keep going. La pluma blank de Arturo. La pluma blank de Arturo.
Oh. You, no, don't use mine.
No.
He didn't wrote nothing.
Oh, I wrote it.
Nice. Okay, we should have had S. La pluma es de Arturo. Now, remember in Spanish that there's two different ways to show possession. What can I never, nunca, nunca, nunca jamás use to show possession?
Apostrophe S.
No apostrophe S's. I can never say this is Miss Ruddock's classroom. Okay? I can say this is the class of Miss Ruddock. Okay? Or I can say it is her class. Right? So up here, they said La pluma es de Arturo. The pen, it is of Arturo. How else could I rewrite that to say it is his pen? Let me see it. It is his pen. Grab a whiteboard, grab a marker, jump in, please. It is his pen. So, remember your first step with possession, what is it that they own? La pluma. Is la pluma singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. What are the only two forms of ser you can use?
S.
S or son.
That's plural.
S or son.
No.
So are you going to use S or son?
S.
S. Let's see here. You want to say it is his pen. It is his pen. So I'm guessing that possessive adjectives are one we need to review for the final. The su. Es su pluma. Es su pluma. Okay, next one. Now, watch out for this one. Watch out for this one. There's a key word and you won't get the right answer if you don't see that key word. Ella blank muy vieja hoy. Ella blank muy vieja hoy. Muy bien. Okay. So, ella está muy vieja hoy. What is the word that gives this one away? Hoy. So this is like, okay, I am not an old person. I love Spanish culture. I'm not old till you're really, really old. Okay? I'm still young. But I get smashed into by a car and then I go on a 20-mile run. I could wake up the next morning and say, oh, clase, yo estoy muy vieja hoy. Estoy muy vieja hoy. Estoy muy vieja.
Very old.
I'm very old today. What do I mean by that? I'm feeling old, right? I could also say that when you guys do your presentations and I ask who your favorite musician is, and you guys keep saying all these people I've never heard of, I could say, wow, estoy muy vieja. Estoy muy vieja. Okay? I'm feeling really old, right?